You know, it's so hard for us to get to know ourselves. It really is, because we have so many messages coming in from all over the place, whether it's family, friends, media, TV, movies, anything. And the only one thing I do to keep myself aligned with who I am is I always ask myself, what do I really want? So you only know what you want as you know what you don't want. So, you know, sometimes it takes failing and falling on our face to say, oh, I didn't really want that. That was not good. Okay, let's move on to what we want. I'll take on what somebody else says and I'll do it. But if I don't achieve it, or if I fail at it, I don't say, oh my gosh, I'm so bad, or I define myself on that fail. I just say, well, you know what? I didn't even want it. It was them that wanted it. And so when you go through that process, you're not kicking yourself anymore. What you're actually doing is you're getting to know yourself. So it's not about not being able to achieve something. It's all about whether you want it or not. And that's the process that we go through, where we don't allow anybody to tell us to do that same thing again. If you really think back on the trail of thoughts that you had leading up to that flop or that failure in that particular endeavor, then you'll think back and it's like, oh yeah, I had a doubt. I had a doubt. I had a doubt about that job. There was something about that job that really I was not overly crazy about. But you know, we think we want it. So we create this thought that we want it so badly. But in the end, we had a doubt. And the moment we had a doubt, we have to evaluate that doubt. So let's say, for example, I go and get a job and it pays really good money. And it turns out that I hate the job, or it's not even fulfilling me, and I can't stand to wake up every Monday morning to go to that job. All the money in the world will not make it happier. So in the end, if that job doesn't work out for you, the lesson that you would learn in that is that, you know what? I got to find what I love to do. The money will come, right? So it's either you make a decision to go for the money and you're okay with being unhappy, which is nothing wrong with that either. It's a choice that you make, whether you're happy or not, or you don't take it and you do something about it. But either which way, you have a choice whether you want to be happy or not. I create magic when I'm at the height of my creativity, when I go into my imagination, because in your imagination, nothing is impossible. If somebody says it's impossible or you can't do it, I would just go and prove them wrong. And when I do it, that's magic. In order to do it, though, I had to get into that imagination of me having done it already, right? It's like this childlike state of going back into fantasy. And let's say if I wanted to hike Mount Everest, and all of a sudden, I'm imagining myself taking step by step up that mountain. And as I'm going through that imagination, my body is actually going through the emotions and taking me there. And that's what magic is all about. So we really should live every day of our life looking for anything that will enable us to create a magical moment that we can tell people, you see, magic is totally real.